Before we begin, I want to warn you that today's story takes place in a brutal time and location, especially for Christians. If you are sensitive to violence, please consider skipping this video. If you have children, please consider waiting to watch this video while they're not around in order to determine if your child is ready or not for this topic. The year is 258. The Christian faith is spreading throughout Rome like a wildfire. Emperor Valerian is not happy about this at all. The reason is clear. He has heard that Romans are converting to Christianity and then giving away their riches. If these people are going to give away their property, it should be to him, not the church. He issues a decree. All bishops, priests, and deacons are hereby charged with the crime of, and please excuse my Latin here, odium humani generis, which means the hatred of the human race, and are to be arrested and executed by beheading. Among those arrested is a deacon named Lawrence, a young man with a quick wit and a burning love for the Lord. The emperor didn't waste any time. He swiftly had many of the arrested beheaded, including the Bishop of Rome, otherwise known as the Pope. After the executions, Deacon Lawrence was brought before the emperor. Valerian wanted to make a deal. I will spare your life and allow you to continue your work if you bring me the treasures of the church. That's how bad guys talk. Imagine how surprised and delighted he was when Deacon Lawrence actually agreed to the terms and just asked for 3 days to round up all the church's riches into one central location for the emperor. The deal was made, and Deacon Lawrence was released. Now, you might think here that Deacon Lawrence was bluffing and ran off as soon as he was released. You would be wrong. For 3 days, he rounded up the poor and destitute. He gathered up those in poverty, those widowed, orphaned, and handicapped. These were the people being supported by the church using the very gold and silver that had been donated, that the emperor so coveted. Deacon Lawrence presented these people to Valerian, telling the emperor that these were the riches of the church, the poor. As you can imagine, Valerian was outraged and decided that beheading would be far too easy a punishment for this smart aleck. He wanted Deacon Lawrence's death to be slow. He ordered that Deacon Lawrence be burned alive in public on a gridiron. Witnesses to the execution, and there were many, said that St. Lawrence offered himself to martyrdom cheerfully and even joked with his executioners, saying, "It is well done. Turn me over." That's how good guys talk. Valerian had meant for Lawrence's public execution to be a warning to the crowds. It backfired big time. Tradition says that a massive amount of conversions to Catholicism occurred after seeing St. Lawrence's love and devotion to the Lord and his people. St. Lawrence shows us how to be servants, to be charitable, and to lay down our lives for the Lord. In the Gospel of Luke, we hear that Jesus set his face to go to Jerusalem. This indicated Jesus' determination to suffer and give his life for love of us. St. Lawrence imitates Christ by cheerfully offering himself to martyrdom and using his public execution to show us what it means to love the Lord so much and to be willing to suffer and die for him just as he did for us. How many of us claim to love the Lord, but avoid even speaking his name in public because we fear being teased and ridiculed? Seems kind of silly now, doesn't it? It is also silly of you to not like, share, and comment on this video, as well as subscribe to my channel. You know, I think St. Lawrence loves the irony of him being the patron saint of firefighters. Just saying. St. Lawrence, pray for us.